horns for the right to remain unbeaten. And we're off in week 4. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
A run, it's Clement. And he spins past him and into space. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the backside? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, or if you bring your tight end over there, either way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Smith coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. From the gun, it's Wentz. Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
That's fine. Yeah.
Rodgers now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Just a couple there on the second down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Grade 15. Grade 15. Shorty, shorty, shorty.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. There he goes right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 81 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is, but he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, an even better run for big yardage.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off, actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Flushed out right. He's got room to run past the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 29-yard line. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Here's Blue. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Two former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers finding his tight end Graham. Packer first down.
Let's go.
On the carry, this is Blue. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Sliding out of the pocket. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Great 15.
Now this time, Wentz will throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Rodgers. Throwing again. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 35. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Great 15, great 15. 82, 82.
Shotgun now for Wentz. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And now the Packers get set to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He finds an opening past the 40. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Derek Barnett in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down.
Hey, where are you going?
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Eagles defense able to hold. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They go play action here on first down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Shane Ray. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
Hey, 626.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. If you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who have gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, he's been the guy. Already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On play action, Wentz. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3 and out. He sets to fire. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there just before halftime. 47 yards.
Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.
Into the red zone. Wentz eluding the pressure right. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Elliott now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to...
All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll try and run again with Blue. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On third and long, it's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play for the Pack on third. 52 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Rodgers going to throw. It's caught outright by Graham. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
And able to find Graham, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They run with Blue. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The Packers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. To throw is Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Through an opening, and there he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles continue to roll. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Get 300. Get 300. Get 300. Get 300. Finish it.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Go, go, go.
And they'll run it here. And an alley to run. It appears they'll be a few inches short, so 9 yards on the gain officially, and it'll be 3rd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first. Blue on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 20. It's a big play that time for the Packers. Give him 42 yards on the ground. So close. Couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to the 1. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement, go back to the bench. No way. I'm not coming out of this game. I got it down to the 1-yard line. I want to carry it in.
We'll see if they reward him on this next play. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'll be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
They'll give it to him right up the gut, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they're not going to get the kick off in time. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now Mason Crosby for the Packers field goal try. And Crosby puts it through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, this ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction, because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they've put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
They'll run again with Clement. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
That's what I'm talking about. Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Black.
To throw, it's Wentz. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Wentz now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. This is Clement. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Hey, ram. Nice flat step.
Wentz now on 1st down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Wentz. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. They'll run with Clement, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down here, and that